One thing I am really thinking I'm close to starting is building a heater with cans. I've actually collected a bunch of these Monster Energy cans. I've got 2x6, one layer of plexiglass, and I've got these. I think I can use them. These are panes from an old... dropping everything. Panes from an old shower. I have no idea if these are tempered or not. I am assuming they are, because I'm wiggling around and they're not breaking. So, I'm going to say that I can use them. So now I just have to do some measurements and figure out what I need to do for that. So I think I've gotten pretty much everything written down that I needed to write down. Two things that I realized while doing this is A, where I want the vents. I was going to use a piece of glass for that, but I'm not going to be able to cut that, so it's going to be the wood. I got plenty of wood for free from used pallets, so it's going to be a solid sheet. I'm surprised I got that, so it's one of the reasons I wanted to do this project, because I've got all that extra wood lying around now. The other thing was the measurements that I made down there are going to be a little wrong, because I forgot I was going to clean up the 2x6 that I have, and the way that I have it right now, I made all the measurements for it being 5.5 inches, and I'll probably take 1/4 inch off of that. So that's a thing. But I'll go ahead and get started working on that.
So I've kind of been putting this project off for the last week, mostly just because I've hurt my leg. So I'm pretty much good to go again, and I'm just gonna do some painting on this real quick.
It finally stopped raining and I got the rest of the primer on. Now I'm just going to go ahead and spray it with some undercoating to seal it up all the way. So I kind of feel stupid. I was postponing this project because I couldn't find my stupid hole saw. And it was in a different box than I was looking. Like, same type of box, but it was on the floor. So now I can make some progress. So I've got a little bit of a mess going on. I've already made one of these things. Essentially it's just the spot where these cans are supposed to sit, just to space them out so I can get some airflow through there. But I got everything mapped out how I want to here. I just have to get it cut, and I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, just so I can get it out of the way. Okay, so I've been debating what I want to do to get these cans to sync up right. And I realized I was just going to cut a little holes in the top and the bottom, but in between the two cans I'm going to have some sort of heat well that I really don't want to generate, because the heat might just be a little too warm there and might not flow properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the top as much as possible, but without removing any of the aluminum that's in there. That way it still acts as a heat sink, and then just have a couple holes cut in the bottom there. So it does create a little bit of resistance for the heat to build up, but not enough that I have to worry about. So now I've got to do that to like 100 cans. So I guess I probably should get started on that. So cut to now, where I've done quite a bit of work. So I've got a stack of 7 cans, and I've actually super glued them together, but also put a little bit of foil tape on there just to make sure that it seals it up all the way. And then once I get done that, I give it a quick paint of black, which I'm going to go through once everything's finished and paint it all black again, but it's actually high temperature paint. I don't know if that was super necessary at all, but it'll work. The only downside right now is, even though I've been collecting cans for a while, I'm still short like 14 cans. This is about all that I have at the moment. So, I need Monster Energy drink anyway, so I'm gonna go right out and get a pack. Alright, so I finally got all the cans I need right now. So now I need to go through, put a little bit of that tape up in there to finish that up, and then paint everything down, and then I can actually assemble the darn thing. So I gotta run to work, so I won't be able to do anything now, but hopefully this evening I'll be able to get to it. Alright, back at it again. Got some work done.
Finally made some new pieces there to hold the cans in place. Finally the correct size. Put in this little piece of rubber here, just as a gasket when I slide everything on. I'm gonna have this as the air in, and then that is the air back there as the air out. But I guess now it's time to get the glass on. So after getting the glass on, I realized that I never put in a lag bolt or anything to secure the side panels on. So I had to come up with this thing, and I probably wasted about a month doing other projects. But yeah, this will just set on the side, and we can get some arms on this thing. Well, I got the stand done, but I did the one thing that I was trying not to do the whole time. I was trying to get that side in, and I was tapping in a little tiny shim over there, and that was just enough to destroy the whole thing. So now I got a little bit of cleanup to do. Okay, so I procrastinated for about a month, but I think in the long run it's actually going to be more effective than it would have been. The new glass is on. It took me forever to actually get the glass cleaned up because it had tons of soap scum on it. And I also got the plexiglass that I had over top of it. The only downside with plexiglass is in between projects I managed to accidentally get some spray glue on it, so I'll have to figure out how to scrape that off. There's also a little bit of a haze of spray paint that I got on it, so luckily it's on the top side, so all I have to do is clean it off. The major thing that I ended up having to do was where the glass sets in. I know you won't be able to see it at all, but I just widened it out so the glass can go in and out a lot easier. Went through and sealed up all the edges with caulk, which it looks like I need to fill this spot back in. There's a couple pops that it opened up, but so far so good. Got a little solar panel running, 3D printed out an adapter for a computer fan, and even though the sun's not really out, it's still warm there. Obviously I'm gonna have to wait a couple minutes before I can show you, because the sun decided to go behind the tree, but luckily the tree won't have leaves in the winter, so better off. So I just got the solar panel strapped to the top now, just with a couple basically just glued in a bracket. It's only a 5-watt panel, but those fans only run like 2 watts at most, and still don't have enough sun out yet. I could move it over there, I guess, to get some testing in. The nice thing with having the solar panel attached to this thing is I can, hold on, let me zoom in. I can move around the whole thing and figure out where the best voltage is, which means where the best sun's coming in, which kind of self-regulates. So I could do some stuff and get it to automatically do it. I just have to like attach a motor onto the side here or something. I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna keep it simple for now. But yeah, let me move it over to the sun real quick. All right, got a good amount of sun on it now. Let's see if I can regulate it at any. Nope, I pretty much got it the best angle I can get it right now. So let's see here. Zoom out.
107 degrees. It's pretty warm in there. So I guess I'll leave it alone for about half an hour and see what happens. Alright, so I let it stay for a little bit. Had to move it over a little bit because it keeps getting in the way of the tree. I'm actually partially blocked by the tree at the moment, but 120 degrees isn't bad. Constant airflow. If I had something to test the CPM, I would actually do that. But I mean, it's consistent, so we're good to go. So I guess that's going to conclude it for now. Really won't be able to do my full tests until winter here. So all in all, it actually turned out pretty good. And all the major stuff I got at a discount and or recycled. So I probably honestly still spent like 80 bucks on this thing, but I mean, not bad for 80 bucks.